I've basically got this dongle which plugs into the iPad, and it's giving power to it, and then it's got 3 USBs outputs. One is going to my APC40 Mk2, one is going down to my Helix, which is my FX pedal. So I can sort of give you a quick show if you can see that. That's the Helix. And then I've got the Allen Heath Qu-Pac, which is a 16-channel mixer. It's kind of overkill for a lot of people. Let me see my battery life. Okay, we're good. So a lot of people might think that that's too much for them, because it's basically got 16 hardware inputs and 16 digital inputs. But it's great because I work with a lot of musicians and bands, and for example, I use channels 1 and 2 for my coming in from my Helix. So my wife Sahida, she'll use input 3 and 4 for her effects pedal that I had run. Then I've got this guy Presence I work with from time to time on 6 and 7. Then I've got Mikey Woodnote, his saxophone comes in on 9 and 10. His Iwi comes in 11 and 12. I've got my dub siren on 16. I've got a guest microphone on 15. So I'm already basically at 12 channels essentially.
Looks like it's not overkill.
No, it's not overkill at all. And if I wanted to work with any other musicians, I've got 2 more stereo. I've got stereo pairs to go in, right? So, or if I wanted extra microphones, so I've almost basically maxed out. And then the loop station, as in Loopy Pro, comes in on the digital inputs, and so I'm using drums on 1718, instruments on 1920, bass comes in on 21, 22, extra, which I've called extra, which usually BVs and top lines. 23, 24, and then my sends 25, 26. My click is on 27, 28, and I've still got 2 more stereo digital inputs in case I need them for whatever reason coming in from the iPad. So yeah, I'm almost maxing it. I'm using almost all the channels, analog and digital, for what I do. And what's great about this particular thing is it's also got it's got 16 inputs, but it's also got 10 outputs. So I use my stereo output, main stereo output goes to the front of house, but then I've got another 3 stereo outputs, which I use as in-ears. So right now I've only got 2 plugged in, but you're down here, these are in-ear inputs, outputs. So that one there's for me, that one's for my guest, but I've also got more of these units. And when I go on tour, I plug in another 2. So I have 4 stereo outputs if I need 4. And then basically each person gets an independent mix. So I go in here essentially, and I can just choose I can create different volume mixes for each pair of headphones or the front of house mix, if that makes sense. So, it's a super flexible mixer in itself, plus iOS capability, so you can receive the iPad. So this is kind of like a really important thing for me. And it's a rack, it's small, and then my rack becomes a table for me to put my setup on. And for the geeks out there, I've used a drum stool. This is a drum stool under here. And essentially what I've done is I got a bit of Velcro on the bottom of this case, and a bit on the other side of Velcro on the bottom, on the top of this would normally be sitting like a stool, like a chair, pillow would be on top of this bit. And so this folds down and goes into the back of the unit, like in the back here. It sits in there when I'm traveling. And then basically my setup is really small. It's literally just this rack case, and then I've got this other case there, which is open out there in the hallway. It's like a guitar.
It's pretty minimal.
Yeah, it's super minimal. That was the other thing. It was really big. So the original setup was bigger. I had a much bigger road cases and much bigger rack case. So everything condensed and became lighter, which is amazing. Now I used to travel with 55 kilos. Now I'm traveling with 40, sort of thing, maybe. So that's a big deal for me. Really big deal for me for traveling around.
Saves the back.
So that's the mixer, and I've also got my Helix pedal, which is got this thing here, Future Impact, which is a synth pedal, and then the iPad. That's it. That's basically all it is. That's the in-ear system, the Allen Heath Qu-Pac, the APC40 Mk2, iPad, Helix, and the stand. That's pretty much, and the mic. And I use these Sennheiser wireless Bluetooth mic things, which are great. They have basically minimal latency. Check. There's just no latency on that at all.
Yeah, and that's reliable on festival stages and things.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, yeah, it doesn't have the greatest length range, but I think there was one gig I did in, where was I, in Romania where they had this huge catwalk which went out into the audience. It was like 100 meters, and I could get about halfway before it would start cutting out. And I was like, damn it, I really wanted to go to the end. They had like flamethrowers coming off the end of it. I was like, sick, I want to go down there, but I couldn't.